The cost of living crisis is getting so bad that it is literally killing us.
Can anyone actually afford to live in the UK anymore? 479,000 people left the UK.
I'm genuinely at a point now, if it wasn't for my kids and I would fuck off to another country.
Price at food nowadays, it's just extortionate.
I'm done, honestly. I went into a shop today to pick up a few basics. Nothing dramatic, just normal stuff. And why did it become like a second mortgage payment?
It was a sparkling water and chewing gum. Why did it cost £4?
How anybody is buying anything before Christmas is beyond me.
And it's not just grocery shopping, it's also going out just for a simple coffee or a simple piece of cake or just something that's slightly social costs the absolute earth.
When did grapes become £4.50? Like, are they grown by monks, blessed by Beyonce? Don't even get me started on coffee.
What is going on? Have I missed the chapter here? Didn't this used to be like £1 something?
This isn't mismanaging money. This isn't being careless. This is the cost of surviving and living in the UK at the moment, and it's just madness.
I mean, this country is a joke. It's fucking broken.
I just feel like I am a sinking ship. I just don't understand how the ship can find its way and start floating again, because I just feel like the Titanic.
Welcome back to Broken Britain, where we talk about the reality politicians pretend not to see. Today's topic is heavy, and it needs to be, because the cost of living crisis isn't just squeezing households anymore. It's pushing people to breaking point. This isn't about cutting back on luxuries. This is about people lying awake at 3 a.m. wondering how they'll survive the month, or whether they even can survive it. When wages freeze, rents explode, food prices skyrocket, and every bill feels like a threat. People don't just feel stressed, they feel defeated. Britain loves to call itself a developed nation, but what kind of developed nation drives its own citizens into despair? When the economy collapses, the people living inside it collapse too. So hit that subscribe button, because today on Brit Rants, we're asking the real question. If things are improving, why does surviving in Britain feel harder than ever before?
Is it just me, or has the price of everything literally gone doolally? Because honestly, I popped to the supermarket today for one thing and came out £37 poorer and still without the thing that I went in for. When did grapes become £4.50? Like, are they grown by monks, blessed by Beyonce? Don't even get me started on coffee. I asked for a flat white the other day and the barista said that'll be £4.50. £4.50 for warm milk and existential dread? At this rate, I'm going to have to sell my furniture or my dignity, and I'm quite attached to both, to be honest. And being the lovely midlife women that we are, do we complain? Or we just stare at the price and go, yeah, that feels illegal, but okay, scan it then. And sourdough bread, if you're trying to eat healthy, like £3.20 for a loaf of bread, I'm sorry, but for that price, I'd want it to sing or make me a cup of tea. So anyway, if you see me wearing 17 jumpers and eating tin tomatoes straight from the can, mind your business. And if everything feels expensive and your bank account is experiencing, well, let's call it distress, just know that I'm right here with you, love. Right, that's my rant done for the day. I'm off to remortgage my house so I can buy a block of cheese. Bye.
We left the UK in December 2023. We now live in Bali. I did a post about obviously the cost of living here and compared it to Bali. Of course, I know that they're completely different worlds and I know that the prices are different. It is hard to not compare. But even if I didn't compare, so I'm going to take Bali out of the equation. I've never been there. Been traveling around the world and then I've come back to England, which I have, and I've been here for 2 weeks. The cost of living here is out of control. It was high before I left and it was kind of unaffordable then. And that's one of the factors why we left the UK, because we could see where it was going. But it is even more so now. Like, I have been genuinely shocked about some of the prices that I have paid. And it's not just grocery shopping, it's also going out just for a simple coffee or a simple piece of cake or just something that's slightly social costs the absolute earth. So I just feel like it's such a shame, and it's not a bash on anyone, it's just a shame that the UK is like that, because for us working all of the time, if you're doing that, you know, Monday to Friday 9 to 5, and you have a little bit of joy, which is going out at the weekend just for a coffee or a dinner, it costs over £100 to go out for dinner now. I just find it absolutely crazy.
I'm done, honestly. I went into a shop today to pick up a few basics. Nothing dramatic, just normal stuff. And why did it become like a second mortgage payment? Since when has bread been £700? And why is toilet roll priced like luxury skincare? I swear I can't buy anything anymore without doing like mental maths of, do I really need this or can I emotionally survive without it? I'm exhausted.
Hey, I've just been for a Mars bar at the Co-op. £1.20. It's not even a Cadbury's. It's a fucking Mars bar. It's only a normal sized Mars bar. £1.20. Too expensive to go on a diet. Too expensive to be a lard arse. What am I meant to do? Waste away.
Fasting became popular in the UK because we can't afford food anymore. Don't just think we're out here waking up one day and thinking, do you know what? We want to fast. We love food over here. We love to eat. But do you know how much it costs to eat good? Do you know how much it costs to eat good food over here? I was on my way to the gym. I went to the shop quickly to get a drink and some chewing gum. Why did that cost me £4? It was a sparkling water and chewing gum. Why did it cost £4? I don't understand why a bottle of water, a regular bottle of water, and a small packet of chewing gum is £4. Make it make sense. Now, just imagine going out and actually buying like a proper big meal in like a nice restaurant or whatever. You're spending £150 to £300 easy. So this is why you speak to anyone in the UK. Oh, what are you having for lunch? It's like, no, I'm fasting. Then other people are going to start asking you, oh, why are you fasting? You got to make up some random reason. Really, the reason is you're broke and you can't afford to just be eating out and doing whatever. You can't afford it. You either got to tell them, oh, I'm on a spiritual journey. These times your stomach starts rumbling.
Guys, one thing I'm like really shocked about coming from Australia back to England is the price of eating out. I've just gone out and I got breakfast. I got a breakfast burrito and it cost me £15 for a breakfast burrito. And like, you would get that in Perth or Australia for $15. Like, you would get the same thing for $15. Like, I'm shocked at how much, and it's not just that, it's like everywhere like that I've been going, I'm just shocked at how expensive it is. It's like the price it is in pounds, it would be the same in dollars.
Well, it hit me today, the cost of living crisis. I'm on the episode of The In-Betweeners where Will goes and buys the alcohol. Let me tell you, 4 bags of kettle chips, 2 cans of Pringles, 2 bottles of gin, a bottle of Drambuie and a packet of mints. 29 quid. I was shocked. I was genuinely shocked. I had to pause the telly and look up the Asda prices to see what it would be now. Shocked.
Guys, does anyone else just feel like this adult life is just not ready for them? Because same, that's how I feel right now. I just feel so done in, and every day I'm waking up and there's a new problem. Last week my car wouldn't start. Oh, I needed a new battery, £120 gone. Now my exhaust is gone. I need a new exhaust. I'm sorry. Like, who's got money for this? It's Christmas in a few weeks. I live on my own. I'm in the middle of a health scare right now. I just feel like I am a sinking ship. I just don't understand how the ship can find its way and start floating again, because I just feel like the Titanic. I got paid today and I'm like working out my outgoings and I'm like, oh, I'm literally just living to work at this point. Got a Christmas tree with no fucking baubles, no decorations, no lights. I've had a cough for about 10 weeks. I'm too scared to put my fucking heating on because everything is just so expensive. I just feel so over it all. And I'm like, do you know what? Christmas, in my eyes, I would rather have just said, don't get me a present because I'm not getting you a present, and then it would have been fair. But now I'm roped into the Christmas presents as well. Adult life is just a bit too much. There's always something to pay for, whether it's an unexpected cost or it's an expected cost. I'm fed up of paying for things. I don't even want to come on here and be like a negative Nancy, but obviously I live on my own now, so I've got nobody to talk to, and I just thought I'd share this because you never actually know, someone else might be feeling the same way. I'm literally on the verge of just blowing. When I got paid, I put some money in my savings and I was like, oh great, at least I can save a little bit this month. Nope. Back out. That money's going to the mechanics. I had to set up a direct debit for a fly tipping bill when I didn't even fly tip. I've been falsely accused of that, so I'm paying that off. It's just not fair. It just feels like money all the time, and I wanted to speak about it because, you know, there might be someone else who's also a solo buyer, or you live alone, and when you live alone and you realise like everything is just so on you, even down to just having a conversation. Like, I've got no one to talk to here, but that is a part of buying solo and living solo that people don't realise. And yeah, although it's definitely got its perks, like, I feel like right now I am struggling a little bit. I do feel a bit down. I'm sure I'll be fine. I just want to share the highs and lows because I feel like sometimes social media only shows the highs, whereas I like to be transparent and just share it all. For anyone else who's feeling the same, everyone is saying to me, don't worry, it's gonna be fine. I'm like, yeah, it's easy for you to say. It is really so easy for you to say because you're not in the situation. I feel heartbroken, feel stressed about money, I feel worried about my health, just feel like I'm so on the floor right now, but hopefully it can only get better at some point, right?
The cost of living crisis is getting so bad that it is literally killing us. Alright, so check this out. There's a new report from the Fairness Foundation and it looks at the correlation between the cost of living, wealth inequality and suicide. Now, tragically, as the cost of living and the wealth gap has increased, so have suicides are at the highest that they've been since the 1990s. Now, in the UK, wealth inequality, the gap between the richest and the poorest in society, is second only to the United States in the OECD, and that's part of what's driving this suicide epidemic. The report suggests, number one, we've got to do a lot more about wealth inequality, of course, in the United Kingdom, but number two, we've got to understand better how wealth inequality drives suicide and how that is a contributing factor. Now, remember, these scamming elites who are trying to impoverish us all, they are literally killing us. We've got to fight against them, build our fair future.
Is the UK actually becoming harder to live in? Can't believe I'm going to go down the political route because, to be honest, I don't know a great deal about politics, but I'm going to give my opinion on it. I'm genuinely at a point now, if it wasn't for my kids and I would fuck off to another country. And I'm seeing so many people do it. And it's like, surely the UK is harder and harder and harder to be lived in because so many people are doing this. Fuel fucking prices, food prices, and the pressure from social media that, you know, people live in a high-end life and stuff like that. And I think a majority of us are just in survival mode. And don't get me wrong, I've been on both sides of that paper where it's like I've claimed benefits. Granted, it was like probably 10, 15 years ago. And also the working side, and now I'm self-employed. I want to get people's opinions because I think the country is fucked.
I've just got back from like the big town. You can tell I don't go out much because I am shook by the price of things. When did pyjamas start costing £65? Oh wait, you got an answer? £65, babe. £65 fucking pound. And it's not even as if they were like, that's the price of like some Calvin Klein ones or possibly some Ralph Lauren ones in the sale. They were cotton and they were in John Lewis because I bought a pair 2 years ago, right? And they were £45. I go to Mother's for Christmas, right? I thought, I'll go in John Lewis. I'll get some new pyjamas and we'll do a little selfie together and we'll have a nice pair of cotton pyjamas because any other material you just overheat and sweat and it's not very nice. £65. If I'd have bought me and my mum pyjamas today, that would have been £130 just on pyjamas. John Lewis, what the fuck are you playing at? £130 for 2 pairs of pyjamas. You must be off your fucking tree. And then, oh, it gets better, right? I thought, well, my son, he's 16 now. We don't really do loads for Christmas because I'm not a Christmassy, you know, I have my own, we don't go mad, right? And he's not a babe anymore, so I don't have to go mad, yeah? He gets what he wants. That's about it. But usually it's not on the high street because he's obsessed with drumming. But anyway, he wanted a chain. He wants a silver chain. I've managed to get him the silver chain that he wants, right? That was overpriced as well, but I managed to get it. And then he was like, I'll get a pendant. And I thought, oh, I'll go and have a look at the jewellery. Went and looked around, sorted around. There was a cross, yeah? Because he's like, I'll wear a cross. I was like, right, I'll wear a cross. And he'd done like it was like a sword. And it was quite nice, actually. It was a sword. Very me. Very Viking, very pagan, right? And they'd wrapped a snake round it and then they'd made it into a cross. £250. £250. This pendant is worth no more 50, 60 quid. What the fuck is going on? Like, seriously. I walked around there and I thought, I feel really sorry for families. Like, genuine question, if you've got babes like under that 14-year-old bracket and you've got more than one of them, how are you? I'm genuinely, are you okay? Because that, what I saw today, is insane. And it's wrong on so many levels. £150 for a bottle of perfume. £250 for a silver pendant. What are we up to? That's £400 just on 2 gifts, right? And then if I wanted to buy my mum a pair of pyjamas as well, that'd be another 65 quid on top of there. And then I would have wanted a matching pair, so then that would have been £130 on top of that. So it's £130 plus £250, so that's 380, 150. So that's 480, £530 on 3 gifts and 1 for me. I'm shook. I tell you what, John Lewis, you need to sort yourself out. How anybody is buying anything, and I love John Lewis, I could literally spend hours in John Lewis. I am a department store girl, right? How anybody is buying anything before Christmas is beyond me. You've literally got to be like above middle class now to even be purchasing anything before Christmas. Can you let me know how you all are? Because I'm genuinely concerned now. I drove home and I'm like, the empath in me was just like, oh my God, I nearly cried. I'm like, all these people are going to suffer this year and they've got no money, because how can anyone fucking afford that? My heart is with you. Honestly. Fuck. Until next time.
So, just want to address an important subject, the cost of living. I've just gone into the shop and I've spent over £7 on 3 items. One of them being bread, £2 on eggs, not bad for 10 eggs. Yep. But the problem is brown sauce, £3.35 for that. Of course I still bought it because it's the only one they had. Of course it's the only one they have. What is going on? Have I missed a chapter here? Didn't this used to be like £1 something? How has this doubled? What even does it have in it for it to warrant? Tomatoes, malt vinegar, spirit vinegar, sugar, cornflour. Like, I'm absolutely gobsmacked. Why is it so expensive? What is going on? I don't think this gets talked about enough, to be honest. What is the one thing that you have bought and you thought, what is going on in this world? Because that has triggered me.
Can anyone actually afford to live in the UK anymore? 479,000 people left the UK in 2024. That's a 19% increase on the year before. 10,800 millionaires left the UK in 2024. That's more than double the number to previous year. It equals to 1 millionaire leaving the UK every 45 minutes. UK's millionaire exodus compares to losing 530,000 taxpayers per year. 1 millionaire's tax payment is equivalent to 49 average taxpayers. So my advice, if you're under 40, leave the UK.
Lad, what sort of fuckery and bullshit is going on with this cost of living crisis, man? Yeah, £2.20, man.
For a pack of sweets, lad, and 2 Freddos, man. 60p each, lad. What sort of fuckery is going on, lad? Bring back 5p Freddos ASAP, man. See if you vote me for your local elected official, lad. I will bring back 5p Freddos.
So my toxic trait is believing that I should be paying £75 for 75 items that I bought in Asda. Like, when I see the total cash to the total amount of items bought, I just feel like they should correlate. That's my toxic trait, I'm not gonna lie.
Rich getting richer, poor getting poorer, poor single mothers worried about feeding the daughter. Once again, it's the little people taken to slaughter. Once again, it's the little people taking the beating. How is it we're having to choose between heating and eating? How is it we're taking the losses for games we didn't even compete in? Paying for the rich man's lying, cheating and scheming. Oh, you didn't hear about the PPE hearing? £122 million spent on surgical gowns that were nowhere to be found, and government treated England like a playground. £21 billion, let me repeat, £21 billion, yet not one mainstream media outlet made a sound. Do you know how much it takes to fix the NHS right now? £11.6 billion. That's nearly half the amount that those clowns probably put into their own accounts. And I must have just imagined it when Johnson pledged $350 million to the NHS in exchange for votes for Brexit. But you know what happened instead? The staff shortages got worse and worse, of course, because 30% of our NHS nurses are immigrant workers. But we're taught that immigration hurts us, because it's in their best interest to cause a divide. That way we're too busy getting caught up in a fight and hear shit like, Britain wasn't this bad when it was all white. Let me remind that Windrush immigration helped put back Britain right. Mohammed's not the reason why your money's so tight. And Zara's not the reason why you can't put your heating on at night. And I assure you that Uncle's not the reason why you can't get work on a construction site. Again, the aim is to divide. That way there's not enough time for you to realise just exactly where the real enemy lies. Because if you did, you might sympathise with an immigrant guy and see that you have more in common with him than you ever would with the king that you put on a pedestal so high. Because then you just might decide to unite, and how could they deny 46 million of you willing to fight? But let me not incite a riot, right? Because half of you don't even want to be saved. You're happy to be enslaved as long as you make it to the end of the week so you can get your nice Friday night takeaway treat and wash it down with a few bodies. At least that way it wouldn't seem so bleak. But if this was France, we'd be out in the street screaming, why is our great British pound so weak? Yeah, Russia's the reason why our fuel prices hit a peak. But it's funny how energy companies recorded profits never before seen. It doesn't take a genius to see that the reason we're suffering is because they allow that greed. Every bite they've ever given, we've bitten. As long as there's a new series to watch, we'll be spitting. How blind the British are could not be written. Welcome to Not So Great Britain.
2 working parents, full-time, 1 child, £3,200 per month. It's still not enough to live in the UK. People are saying, how can 2 adults not afford to live? So let's walk through it, because the numbers, honestly, is terrifying. The average UK household income for 2 working parents is around £3,200 per month after tax. Here's where it actually goes. I'm going to be reading from the screen. Rent or mortgage is £1,200 to £1,500, easily in most areas. Council tax, £150. I pay a bit more than that. Gas and electric, £150 to £250 a month on average. Higher if you've got electric heating with no gas. Car insurance, fuel, basic maintenance, £200 to £350 depending on where you live. Food and family of 3. Even being careful, £380 to £450 per month. Wi-Fi and phones, which you actually need if you're working from home or anything like that. So that's £60 to £80 per month. School costs that we don't even talk about. You've got breakfast club, you've got after school club. You need this if you're working full time. You don't work 9 till 3 full time. So you need to be able to drop your child early and pick them up later. Crazy. And then the normal stuff, TV licence, uniform, toiletries, cleaning products, another £100 and £150 a month added on top of your shopping bill. Before you know it, you're left with about £100, if that, for the whole month. This isn't mismanaging money. This isn't being careless. This is the cost of surviving and living in the UK at the moment. And it's just madness. How can the average person be earning less than the average cost of living? Just doesn't make sense. So when people say it should be enough, this isn't It isn't enough. Full stop. The numbers prove it.
There is a reason that the biscuit aisle is empty. I've not bought biscuits for quite some time, and I think I know why. Have you seen the price of these, really? Maybe I just haven't bought biscuits for a while, but I thought biscuits were like, I don't know, £1, £1.20 a pack. £2.30 almost. In Asda, no less. It's not like I'm in Waitrose. The thing is, I really do fancy some biscuits. I'm going to have to buy some cheap-ass ones, like Asda's own custard creams, and I don't fancy custard creams. I want some digestives. Get some Garibaldi. Even Asda's own Garibaldi are £1.34 a packet. I thought they were like 55p. Okay. They have their basic bitch chocolate digestives for 99p. I'm going to get these. They're probably not even real chocolate, are they? They're probably cocoa flavoured. Because have you read this thing that chocolate isn't containing chocolate anymore, it's just containing chocolate flavour? And we're paying a premium for that. Total cost, £43. I know I have a bottle of wine in there and a bunch of flowers. But that doesn't account for the rest of it, does it? It's £30 on what? I've got 2 dinners in there. And some chocolate biscuits.
257,000 Brits moved abroad last year, smashing the previous predictions of only 77,000 people. I seen that stat this morning and it truly shocked me. And it just goes to show people are just genuinely fed up. I've moved abroad myself for many reasons, like everybody else. It's like they don't want you to win in the UK anymore. The taxes are so high, the crime rate's through the roof, cost of living's rising, rents are rising. It genuinely just doesn't make sense to be there anymore. And thanks to COVID, people can now work from anywhere in the world from their laptop. And why should they stay? In somewhere that just doesn't make them happy. And here on screen are the top 10 places that those Brits are moving to now. People aren't just waiting around for things to magically get better anymore. They're just up and leaving. And for the people that did leave, over 50% of them said they've seen improvements in their mental health within the first 6 months. Let me know what you think below.
£3.25 for 12 eggs. I don't give a shit if it's free range. This is ridiculous. Does it come with the chicken? What is going on? Oh my God. It don't come with the chicken, does it? For that price, I should be paying the chicken. Fucking hell. The free range. How do I know it's free range? Only 12 eggs. Oh, hey, even worse. £2 for 6 eggs. Where's the 15 for £2? Probably ask for one. £2.75 for 15, but what else can I do? It's actually ridiculous. I'd love me some Asda for some things, yeah, but in this economy, you'd have to go to multiple shops for you to actually find a bargain of anything. Because what the hell? Just for bloody eggs.
I can't get my breath. Excuse me. Have you seen prices of everything? Snickers, £3.20 for 8 little Diddy party size things. Snack size. Bite size, more like. Fucking chocolate bar, £3.65. You're having a laugh or what? £1.95. Thinner than me. Price of things these days. Look at that, £5. I sometimes question myself, would it be cheaper to have Coca-Cola up, you know? The price of food nowadays, it's just extortionate. £5.50 that was. Oh my God. Pack of chewing gum. Oh my good God. Look at that. It'd be cheaper to have a Coca-Cola. Yeah. Then you don't eat. It's comforting. Bag of Whispers. Whisper. We're noting it. Well, isn't it? 175 gram. Fucking 95. Oh my good God.
We're in a cost of living crisis and our links box is £9. I'm not cheapskate, but they used to be a few pound, like, I don't know, a few years ago. That is crazy to me that they were £9. I actually had to look at it a few times.
The UK right now probably for me feels like one of the biggest scams going in the developing world right now. And I'll try to give you a little bit more context. Everywhere you look, and I'll divvy it up. Taxes, which is just obscene. Let's talk about our infrastructure quickly. Rail, prices through the roof. Fraud. Gas prices, fraud. Electric, fraud. The water system, fraud. NHS on its backside. Prisons, gone. State schools, for the great job teachers do, the infrastructure around it. And I feel like people in the UK are being absolutely drained bone dry. And I think the UK is just a case study around the world of how to not run a country, how to not privatise water, how to not privatise rail, how to not privatise utilities.
This caller is the majority of the people in the UK right now, and he is absolutely right. I've been saying this for a while. The UK is only going one way, backwards. Things are only getting more and more expensive, and you get less and less for your money. Never ever more. Take council tax, for example, always going up, at least 5 to 10% per year. Yet public services, schools, roads, all getting worse. And this is before the November budget is announced in a couple of days' time, and they're obviously going to put other taxes up as well. Energy bills are sky high, about to go up again in the new year, for the same energy and water that we always got. But why? It's because of years of mismanagement by the Tories and the Labour government. That is the reason why. Add to that the country is becoming more and more dangerous as each month goes by. The UK is the literal definition of a failing, declining country. Let me know what you think of this in the comments.
So I've just left Asda this morning. I got up this morning, I said, let me go into Asda and get some few stuff. And oh my God, I walk in and I pick only 4 items. For just 4 items. £50. £50 for 4 items. £50, almost £50. And what did I get? Baby nappies. Baby food. Hey, on my moha, if you people are not careful, we'll run away and leave you people alone. Wow. UK is absolutely crazy now. 4, 1, 2, come means 4. And the annoying thing, you go to the till and the self checkout, they're asking you, do you want to donate to this XYZ charity? How? Yeah, charity to me.
Morning all. So, in response to Rachel Reeves' budget, EV drivers. So they're going to face 3p per mile. What does that mean in realistic terms? A car that does 12,000 miles per year will pay now £360 in tax. You know, that you were all told that's the way to go. And then, because the plug-in hybrid is going to be charged at 1.5 pence, this is 180 quid. So your EV is now going to cost you £1 a day in road tax, effectively, just shy. What's your thoughts on this? Because you went out and bought because you wasn't going to get taxed on it. Should have stuck with the diesel. Should have stuck with my petrol. I don't have to go. And how much is it to charge that thing up? You know, you stop at the motorway services or you need a recharge. Well, it's more expensive than buying diesel or petrol. But it's better for the environment. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Because that battery, how many people have had to dig that cobalt out and the lithium to get that battery in that 4-ton vehicle? And what happens with that waste battery? Can it be recycled? No. It's more landfill. There's more energy has to be into an EV than my little clunker bunker VW Golf.
Got a question for you. Have a guess how much it cost me yesterday to park on the Holloway Road. So that's London M1 for half an hour. Have a guess. Do you think it's like £3, £5, £7.50? Half an hour? £11 fucking 20 pence. I mean, this country is a joke. It's fucking broken. How can they justify that? Okay, I've got a diesel van, and they're saying it was like something like £7 extra. So it would have been £14 extra. They've put it up if I was parking for an hour. I mean, I'm a sole trader. I have a small turnover. I'm not turning over hundreds of thousands of pounds. I can't afford an expensive electric van. I bought this van. It's a 20 plate for £15,000. That's enough. Why do I need to change this to get an electric van? If this is perfectly good, if it's for being green, what is the point of changing a perfectly good van for something that's hugely expensive? People can't afford it. I mean, I passed the cost, the £11.20 onto the customer anyway. But that's not the point. I feel sorry for them. This country is a fucking joke. It is not the way to go to get people out of diesel cars and diesel vans by taxing them off the road. Because people can't afford to replace for these expensive electric vehicles. They're too expensive and they're impractical still. Joke, innit?
We're back at Marks and Spencer's. Let's go and see if we can spend all our wages in one go. I don't even know what that is, but I'm not paying £12.50 to find out. I was going to get beef for dinner. I think I just had beef and onion crisps. They reckon this cheesecake is creamy. Cream in my wallet. Look how small this bag is. I'm a bit salty about the price. That's more expensive than real puff. £3 for a large penny. That's good conversion rate. That's the most expensive tin of chocolates I've ever seen. Heaven forbid. Beef broth, £6.25. Oh my God. I hate to have a grumble about this crumble. Soya vinegar pork ribs. Is that beef Wellington or beef Kensington? £60.
This drink here. And another one, a lemonade and a milkshake in Primark, £17. Get fuck, we think you're fucking Disneyland. Like, seriously. Like, I was so pissed off. And then, to make matters even worse, Charlie says to me, don't really like it. You may fucking drink it. Or I'll be fucking injecting it into you. And then going in, he had fucking cream and all on his. He decided to shove his hands into it and all, rubbing it on everything, hiding in clothes in the middle of the Primark. I mean, get me home to fuck before I murder my wains. I'm not even joking. Like, why can they not just do as they're fucking told? Why can't you just go in and don't do that? Basically might as well just not even speak. And then I end up losing my fucking shit. And then you have people looking at you like, "Hi, dickhead, I've told them not to do 75 fucking thousand times." Like, I'm not over it. £17 for 2 drinks. Fuck off, Primark. Being cheaper fucking organising a meet and greet me fucking stitch. And do you know what's worse than buying 2 drinks £17? Buying 2 drinks for £17 for 2 wee fucking arseholes that don't fucking deserve it. Anybody want to mind my 2 weans while I go to Portugal on Friday for a week? Because this is going to be a fucking holiday from hell. Am I bipolar, or do all parents go from wanting to smash their wean's face in, threaten to have them fucking adopt it, to then cuddling them 5 seconds later?
I've been shopping today. So as I was saying, been shopping today. Now, I phoned my husband and I said, I'm going to have to start being ugly and just go around with no makeup on because I got a mini mascara and it was 25 quid. So the ugliness is coming very soon when that runs out. Because I'm not, no, honestly. I wanted that, you know, the Tarte mascara. I don't know how you say it, actually, mascara. It was £28. I'm like, anyway, couldn't get it anywhere in where I went today, Chester. So yeah, anyway. So I picked Kev up some pyjamas for the winter because he's a cold guy. My mum got me an early Christmas present actually, which is this coat. I got it in an extra small. It was £28. Yeah, it's just really cute. Hold on, that's stew on my top. That's my tea on my top. So yeah, it's quite nice, isn't it? Quite cute. So yeah, I got that. And then it's not much really. I got and I got, you know, the viral sets that have been going around, but didn't have it in cream in my size. So I got I'd say it's like it looks brown there, but it's not. It's like a mauve colour. So I got the small, and that was £6. So I could try them on for you if you want me to, but probably no one will ask. And I got the pants, which I'll have to hack because they're very long. But I got the pants, and they were £6 as well. I got them in a small. They didn't have a great selection of pyjamas, to be honest. I mean, these remind me of my Tides 1970s, 80s pyjama pattern, but anyway, I got them. So they were £15. And then I got this I got this thermal top. I did. That's what I got this thermal top. It was £6, but I'm freezing all the time. It's just a plain, nothing to it. But yeah, that's it. But I've got a TikTok shop haul, which I'll show you if you want.
Let's be honest, this crisis isn't just about numbers on a spreadsheet. It's about people's lives being pushed past their limits. Across the UK, mental health organisations are sounding the alarm. Calls to suicide prevention helplines have surged, and support workers say they're hearing the same thing again and again. I can't cope. I can't afford to live. I don't see a way out. Food banks are reporting record demand. Energy debt is at historic highs. Families that once lived comfortably are suddenly living in fear. And none of this is happening in isolation. When your rent takes half your salary, when your grocery bill jumps every single week, when your energy prices feel like a punishment, it wears you down, slowly, silently, dangerously. People aren't reaching breaking point because they're weak. They're reaching it because the system is crushing them. This isn't how Britain was supposed to be. A country where survival feels like a full-time job, where parents skip meals so their children can eat, where young people feel ashamed, not because they failed, but because the country failed them. If you're struggling, you're not alone. If you feel overwhelmed, there is help, and there is no shame in reaching for it. And if you're hurting, it's not your fault. This crisis didn't appear out of thin air. It's the result of choices made by politicians who will never have to live with the consequences. Until the people in power understand that the cost of living is costing people their dignity, their hope, and their lives, nothing will change. Broken Britain isn't just an idea anymore. It's a reality millions of people are waking up to every single day. Stay aware, stay strong. And if this video resonated with you, hit subscribe, because we're not stopping until the truth is impossible to ignore.